Hello everybody, it's your boy Cat from the Monkey Making Misplaced channel. Here going to show you my Greedon deck profile. An extremely fun deck. You're going to see the gameplay of it this week after Leo posts the Chaos deck profile. To start this one off, of course, we have the basic red line. You're going to want to play this red line specifically because it cares about Chaos. There are also Desire Devils, so there's a little bit of synergies there. And your starter is your basic starter. You have the grade 1, Goemon. When he's brought upon Boshoku, you get to reveal that you're playing Greedon and get the draw card. A little bit of consistency, pretty good going second, because that means you get to draw a second card. Boshoku's ability, when he's rolled upon, you get to put a card from your hand to soul and insert a copy of him from the deck. And his other ability, which doesn't matter in this deck, during your turn, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, and you have Greedon on your Vanguard, your Greedon on your Vanguard circle gets +5 for each copy of him. We don't max out on him anymore, but we do play the 2, the one on red line, the one in deck, as you'll see. So that's just +10 for free. And then Greedon will go over it in a bit. Starting out with the grade 3s, we play 3 more Greedon, and then 3 of the Rhino, Dolphin. Those are all the grade 3s we play. Greedon's ability, if you have another Greedon in Soul, your damage becomes 7 instead of 6 to lose the game. It's based on the 7 deadly sins, if you didn't know. Just a little quirky detail about Greedon. His secondary ability, you get the Soul Blast 2, put 4 standing rear guards into your soul, and you get to restand him. And then if your soul has 10 or more cards, he gets another +15 on top of that. So the whole point of this deck, as you see, is just restanding Greedon over and over and just swinging with him, which is usually a Dragon Empire thing, so it's very interesting to give it to Dark States. And Greedon, I just think, looks amazing. He's really cool. I just really enjoyed the deck. The grade 3 Rhino, Dolphin, pretty simple ability as well. As long as your Vanguard is Greedon, on place you get the Soul Charge 2. And he's got to be placed from hand. His secondary ability, when he attacks, if your soul has 2 or more Greedons, you get the counterblast 1, he gets a crit until the end of that battle. It's just good soul charging to fill the soul faster for Greedon's abilities. And then, of course, the crit pressure is really nice. It doesn't come up that often, but when it does, he could be a good second attack. But that's about it for the grade 3s. For the grade 2s, we're playing 4 Bird Up, 3 Cats, and then the 1 Boshoku from the right line, like I said. You already know what he does, so he doesn't matter too much. It's just a search target. But these are the ones that matter. So my specific deck, the way I built it, is I build it so you can attack multiple times with your Greedons. This bird gets the name of all the cards in your soul, all the Desire Devils, and that helps with the rabbit combo, which I'll show later. He has a secondary ability. As long as your soul has 3 or more cards with Desire Devil, he gets +5 attack and +5 shield. Not really important. And the cat, on place from hand, counterblast 1, you get to look at the top card of your deck and you get to call it to rear. This is really good because it makes it so you don't have to waste too much hand for the restand ability. I would max it out. I'm still messing with the ratios. The deck space is pretty tight. This would be something I bump up to 4 if possible, but I haven't found what card to cut yet. That's it for the grade 2s. For the grade 1s, we of course play the 4 standard PGs. If you have the Blitz one, get it. It should be coming out soon, I believe in October, but nothing much to say from that. The Desire Devils, though, we play 4 Jackrabbit, 4 regular rabbit, 2 Croc, and 2 Owl. So let me just go over these 2 real quick. His ability, when he's put from rear into soul by your Vanguard's ability, you get to choose a card from your drop and put it into your soul. It can help with like this, the bird, just gets them into your soul so you have names. That's all it really is, just good as a 2 of. You could cut it if you want to play a different card, but I've just been liking it to, just in case I have to pitch these right up. Croc is a lot better. He is your counter charge of the deck. When he's put from rear into soul by your Vanguard's ability, you get the counter charge as long as you have enough counter charge that turn. And then in soul, when a card is placed by a card's ability, it gets +5 as long as your Vanguard is Greedon. Really good, just allows more pressure. Like I said, you will be calling these out, so giving them +5 is pretty interesting. But we mostly use it for the counter charge. I think it's just good as a 2 of, perhaps a 1 of, but I just like having the 2 just in case one gets damage. Now the rabbits, these are the main cards. These is what allows you to get multiple attacks. Starting with Jackrabbit, when he's put from rear into soul, or sorry, when your other rear is put from rear to soul, but it's gonna happen because of Greedon's ability, you can counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand and call it to rear. And if your soul has 10 or more cards, you have to draw a card. It is not a May ability, so you have to resolve all the effect if your soul has 10 or more cards. But this allows you to put more cards on the board, so Greedon can suck them in and get into the restand. Maximum 4 of, I would not cut this any lower than that, along with the other rabbit. His ability is when you grade through your greater Vanguard with green on his card name attacks, bind one other desired double him, Hiku? Yeah, Hiku, my bad. And then you get to call him to a back row rear. So, like I said, he combos really well with Bird Up over here because he gets his name. So that means you technically have 8 copies of this rabbit, making this effect a lot more easier to proc. And I've been really enjoying this deck. I play Greedon the way I feel like Greedon is the most fun to play, which is just restand, restand, restand. Go for as many attacks as possible. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, like the name says, if you get greedy, it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. That's it for the main deck. Going on to triggers, we play 8 crits. Would play more, but Bushiroads are cowards. They won't let me play more. You don't need the effect crits. I have them, so I play them. I personally play 3 draws, but I might honestly cut these for fronts. It's just the issue with this deck. Neither of those cards are really good because you're not attacking with really any other rear guards. But the front trigger does give you more shield, which is the only reason I would probably play that. I just sometimes like hitting the draw trigger because you do need a lot of pieces because you call out of cards from hand. But, you know, that's just player preference. I play 4 heals. Again, you can cut these 2 heals for any other heals you'd like, depending on your meta and your locals. Or if you're going to go to a tournament, depending on what deck is best at the moment. I just play the 4 vanillas just because, again, these come in and out all the time. And I think just for deck profiles, this is a lot better to show. And of course, we play the 1OT. The deck has a lot more desired doubles. There's a couple different ways to play the deck. We just got Masque in the latest set. I am not a huge fan of it though. I prefer original Greedon. But if you do like the Masque, that is a different playstyle. I won't judge you for it. Maybe others will. But that's me from the channel. See you guys in the next one.